just click this video right here, that means that you're looking for some productivity tips for your training session. The only thing I gotta say right now is
welcome home, guys.
So sit back, relax, because I'm gonna be giving you guys priceless tips for your training sessions. Coming right up. What's up, my good friends, and welcome to Coach Sambo's YouTube channel, a YouTube channel where you can find tons of high quality tutorials after teaching for more than 15 years and basically sharing a fraction of my knowledge with you guys. And you know, after training Battle Droids crew from scratch, hey, you might want to think twice before you start skipping through this video. So the thumbnail says 5 tips, right? But hey, I'm sorry guys, it was a little clickbait because I'm actually gonna give you guys more than 5 tips. Boom! So hey, these tips are specifically for B-boys and B-girls that want to go out there and battle. And you guys are the real B-boys and the real B-girls out there. If you're not looking to battle in the future, there's your first tip. Start battling, guys. Because that's what this culture is all about. Boom! But on the other hand, if you are a real B-boy or B-girl, buckle up right here because we're gonna dive straight into this
right now.
Okay, so first up, you want to make sure that you have at least 2 practice sessions a week, and that practice session has to be at least 2 hours long. If you're one of those people that always comes late at practice and gets less than an hour practice, hey, you might consider yourself finding a new passion because you're wasting your time with this one. If you're at the age of 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, even 21, 22, I might even recommend you guys to practice even 4, maybe 5 times a week. And if you're like a 12-year-old watching this video, you should be practicing every freaking day. Boom! Next tip, always go to practice even when injured. And I had thousands of students over the years, and I very often get these messages or people come up to me and they're like,
Sambo, my pinky winky hurts.
But let me get something straight with you guys. We have so much freedom in this breaking game that there's always something you can practice. And I don't care if your pink hurts, or your toe hurts, or your knee hurts,
or you might just have a little neck pain right here.
Get your freaking to practice. If B-boy Fleo from Canada can win a whole event with a broken leg, hell, you can still work on your top rocks with a broken wrist. And you can still work on those handstands with a broken foot. The only reasons I can approve for you skipping a practice is like a major back injury, or like you broke your neck, something that completely immobilizes you, or like some insane illness. But besides these kind of things, you gotta get used to the fact that there's always gonna be something wrong with your body.
Always.
Like even right now when I'm talking to you guys, I got a little pain in my shoulder right here from my practice yesterday. But you don't think I'm gonna skip my training tomorrow, right?
Hell no.
Tip number 3, know what you are going to train and then use that training productively towards that goal. So if your goal is to work on air flares, enter your practice session and do specific exercises that build up to air flares. And of course you can find these exercises on my YouTube channel. If you're going to practice and you're working on sets, then work on your sets. If you want to do some creativity, then go to your practice and do some creativity. Just freestyle and let yourself go. Sometimes when you go to practice, you don't have a certain goal in mind. You get to practice all pumped up, but then after half an hour, you start losing juice. And then you start thinking,
hey, maybe I should go home early today.
If that's your way of thinking, then you need a mental slap right now. Now you see, reaching a certain goal isn't going to happen after one practice. You need to have consistent practice sessions focused on that specific goal. And you can have like Mondays and Wednesdays for air flares, and then using your Fridays for your sets, and then Sundays maybe just like a freestyle practice for you to expand and enjoy the dance, right? That's a really smart way to routine your practice sessions and then get the most out of it, which is something you're supposed to want, right? But don't wait for Santa Claus to pop in and hand over your dreams and goals like a freaking Christmas present. You have to take matters into your own hands and make it happen. Tip number 4, while at practice, even if you're doing air flares, or if you're doing some freestyle, or I don't know what kind of practice session you're having, make a habit of always dancing and orientating yourself towards like a mirror or like an adversary or something. Because if you skip these kind of things during your practice, how the hell are you gonna make this look natural in a battle while everybody's looking at you? And I see so many students that just come into practice and just exercise a certain combo or a certain move, but they always skip the dance and they always skip the stances. And basically they're not preparing themselves as well as they could if they would just dance all out at the practice. Hey, you're gonna develop so much faster as a dancer if you get used to this. You might want to take notes, guys. Coach Sambo makes a good or a bad joke now and then, but Coach Sambo knows his shit. Next tip, and I know this one is kind of hard with these lockdowns and stuff like that, but train as much as you can at social gatherings. It's way better to practice at a spot that's completely packed with like 30 or 40 people than training with just like 2 or 3 people. Having extra people at your training session has different effects on different people, but they're all positive. For me, for example, I love to practice with a lot of people. It just gives me that extra boost, that extra adrenaline. But for those that prefer to practice by themselves, hey, you gotta get out of your freaking comfort zone, because it's better to get used to people watching you while you're dancing, because once you get at ease at that stage, you're just gonna have an easier time performing or battling or whatever. Plus, this breaking game is a social thing, right? So those were the 5 tips, and now I'm gonna squeeze in just a bunch of extra tips right here just because I care about you guys. And that's what I do on this YouTube channel. this knowledge. So obviously you really want to have a good warm-up. I have a warm-up video if that's something you would be looking for. Then of course after practice you want to get a decent cool down. You want to take your stretching seriously and you want to add a little bit of workout exercises to balance out those muscles and just reinforce whatever has to be reinforced so you reduce the chance of getting injured. Next tip, don't be afraid of boring exercises. For example, with air flare. Hey, there are a lot of boring pike exercises or walkover exercises that are actually really important and that speed up the process of you learning a certain move. Don't go to a practice session and just throw a move.
Praying to the gods that you will land it this time.
It doesn't work that way. Next tip is battle at practice. If you can get a routine out of battling anyone with each practice, hey, then just sit back, relax, and watch yourself grow 3 times faster than usual. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to battle at practice. For some reason, right? Everybody's got a reason why they don't want to battle at practice.
Oh, not today, bro. I'm not feeling it.
That's the ego talking, man, and trying to keep you in your comfort zone. Smack your ego in the freaking face. And just give someone a big fat at practice and be like,
Yo, let's go.
Next tip is if you're working towards a battle, don't start preparing 1 week in advance.
Hey, I got that battle coming up in 2 weeks' time. Maybe I should work a little bit on sets.
Hey, Coach Sambo's here to tell you that you already lost that battle. If you're taking battle seriously, then those sets should have been ready before you even knew that battle existed. That's the winner's mentality. And then last tip right here is keep the chit chat for after practice. It's so easy to cool down or lose your adrenaline after having just a 5 or 10 minute chat with someone during a practice. Absolute waste of time. Being polite and bonding with people is not something you have to do during a practice. Practice is practice. That's when you should be drilling your sets or your basics or your moves, basically just working towards your goal. And talking about your goals does not make you reach your goals. And I read a study once that basically proved that people that talk about their goals have the sensation that they're working towards their goals. And that illusion, my friends, is very real. So beware for this goal-reaching illusion. Any good tips yet? Well, I hope so, because a lot of people are not applying these tips that I'm sharing right now, which is a goddamn shame because you're not reaching your maximum potential. Talking about maximum potential, hey, did you know I'm doing online group classes on Zoom? Yeah, that's right, and they're next level. All the tips, tricks, and techniques that I use to get battle droids to that next level, well, these are all things I'm teaching in these classes. Above that, I can see you guys and I'm giving non-stop feedback, always helping you get that technique a little better. So if you're motivated enough to watch this video, then you might want to consider joining these online classes. Because let me tell you something, brothers and sisters, these classes ain't no joke. You can find more info on these classes on my website, coachsambo.com, and don't forget to sign up early because I'm only accepting 30 people per class. All right, enough chit chat. I'm gonna start editing this video right here. If you enjoyed these tips and you learned something valuable, hey, you know the routine, right? Leave a like, leave a random comment. All these things show love towards me as I share these tips with you. Basically boosts up my channel, motivates me more, and I might just reach a level where I start posting 3-4 videos a week. Hey, that would be amazing, right? Much love in advance. This is your man, Coach Sambo, your online b-boy coach.
Boom!
And at the end of the day, guys, when you think about it,
Boom!
it's just all about that b-boy shit.